Let me take these off. I don't need to see.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't need to see what we're about to talk. I don't want to see what we're about to talk about. I'd rather just turn a blind eye to it and pretend it doesn't exist.
But we probably shouldn't be talking about it on our podcast then, if that's how you.
Yeah, but it needs to be talked about.
Okay.
The people need to know.
Yeah.
The people who don't already know need to know.
Okay.
What I'm talking about. You'll find out after we introduce these beers. So, Adam, please tell the people what we're drinking tonight.
We have, I believe, you guys tell me if I'm wrong, a new brewery for the podcast, which doesn't happen very often. We've been around quite a while. We have a brew from the Collective Arts Brewing, I believe. Yes, Brewing. Collective Arts Brewing. And they're out of Ontario.
Really?
Toronto,
Whoa.
Ontario.
Canada.
I don't know how we got the Canada down here, but I found this actually in a Publix. So, weird. But apparently they have distribution down here. So, anywho's, the beer we have in particular today does not have a cold read on the can that I could find. However, I was able to look it up online, and it is as follows. This is the Life in the Clouds IPA. Its description is, fall into the rich embrace of this New England-style IPA. Simcoe and Mosaic hops balance each other to make this juicy IPA explosively fruit-forward in both taste and aroma, while curbing any unbearable sweetness to make an extremely drinkable beer. The huge mouthfeel ensures all of your taste buds are enveloped in a blanket of tropical bliss. Paradise in a can.
Well, that sounds delicious.
Yeah.
But there's only one way to find out if it actually is. So let's crack these babies open. This is episode 326 of the One Beer In podcast. Goddamn.
Lost to be found by someone to save you when you're down. Yes, I'm bored when it's bright out. So bored when it's bright out. 4 to 5 a.m. takes me to a place where I fit in.
Doop. Cheers.
Cheers. Fruity.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So, this is the One Beer In podcast, the podcast where two brews, me and this guy,
Yep.
crack open a brew, and we see where that one brew takes us. My name is Marco Dupa, the great and powerful Adam Obesius Rodriguez to my right.
Up, brewskis.
And like I said, episode 326, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for listening. Like, share, and subscribe everywhere podcasts sold, listened to, watched, devoured, enjoyed, all that jazz.
Leave us a comment.
Leave a comment, hateful or otherwise.
We like to hear from you, regardless.
All right, so let's get cracking into this. I've pushed it off long enough. I've cold opened it long enough. This podcast is anchored around a couple of things that keep us from just drifting off into the world, right?
Right.
And those anchors are obviously good beer and
good company.
And I think one of the other anchors is obviously video games.
Yeah. From the start.
From the start.
From the birth of this show.
To this day.
It's been video games.
It's been video games.
The video games.
It's been the video games.
Uh-huh.
And so, we, like a lot of other people, were keeping up with IGN's fan-voted greatest video games of all time tournament bracket.
Yeah.
First, before we get into it at all, I don't know why they didn't just wait until March to do this when everybody is doing March Madness brackets.
Yeah.
Kind of weird that they would just pick fucking October to be like, it's time to do a bracket.
I mean, it blew up.
It blew up because of other reasons.
It apparently got 26.1 million votes. It's a lot.
I can't believe it. Okay, so you're on IGN's website.
Yep.
Is there anything in there that kind of describes the criteria in which they created the brackets?
Well, that's a great question. On this page, it doesn't really describe, from what I can tell, how they came to the games that were decided on in the first place. Because it does seem pretty random. And you clearly have a bigger issue with this than I do.
Clearly.
But I did find that to be strange. The smattering of games from decades ago to last year.
Yeah.
Or a couple years ago.
I have less a problem with what games they chose and more of a problem with what games they picked to go head to head to make it further into the tournament. So, okay, here IGN puts together this list. It's a tournament bracket in the vein of, any kind of like playoff style tournament where they go head to head, fan voted, whoever wins moves on to the next round, fights the next game, so on and so forth.
And real quick, this is the only sentence I saw that had anything to do with how they decided on what games would be there. And it says, we've included games from all systems and generations, and we really wanted to try to pick many of the most beloved games from all different types of genres. So it's just what they thought.
That's it.
Basically.
So it was just a grab bag of here's it really felt like it was put together by either A, people who've never put together a tournament bracket before, or B, people who don't know, a bunch of nerds who don't play sports and don't know how to put together a bracket.
They did mention right after that sentence, actually, that the way that the bracket was put together was completely random. So there was no thought as far as like what the matchups would be.
Okay, so the thought is, right, there's no thought behind the matchup, but the thought is make them random so that it's just people picking whatever their game. And so that's my issue. Because that's a huge problem. And I don't know how they didn't see what problems would arise from just putting 50 games into a bag, shaking that bag, and then just letting the chips fall as they may.
Yeah.
That's ludicrous. That's insane
Right.
to do that in a thing where the genres are so diverse and so all over the place. For you to turn around and be like, yeah, we're gonna vote on what game is the best. We're gonna have a first-person shooter versus a JRPG.
Sure. Yeah.
We're gonna have a Dota versus a sandbox.
It's almost like voting on what your favorite thing that is shown on your TV is. It's like it's that almost that diverse.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, are we talking movies? Are we talking video games? Are we talking TV shows?
Yeah, no. Some of the games that were going against each other were so different from each other that I was like, there has to be a reason behind this because it's so random. There must be some kind of thought process. There's no way that they just weren't thinking about this. But obviously they weren't. Obviously the idea was if it's a good game, it doesn't matter who it's head-to-head against.
Right.
And I would like to say that I disagree with that completely.
Yeah. I mean, it's just that's not true.
No.
The matchups matter. They do.
We're not going to go through every single matchup. It's a lot.
Yeah.
But I would just like to go through. Just go back to which bracket were we looking at?
We're over here.
Honestly, you can just read through the first bracket. You can just read the first couple of matchups, and it gives you a good idea of what we're the diversity, quote unquote.
Okay. So we have Red Dead Redemption going up against Borderlands 2.
Which is already, you're like, wait, what?
GTA San Andreas against Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
GTA San Andreas versus Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Yeah.
No. Continue, though.
Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic against Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
And you don't have a problem with this.
I don't have a problem with the finalists, I would say. It's all a pretty good collection of games.
Continue.
I would argue. We have Fallout New Vegas versus League of Legends. World of Warcraft against Fortnite.
Chrono Trigger versus Burnout 3
Takedown. Yeah. Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare versus GoldenEye 007.
And look at how much it beat it by.
Yeah. Well, okay. So let me get to the crux of why, because a lot of people obviously were disheartened by the fact that so many of the old games didn't make it as far as you would hope, being classics and all.
Yeah.
Though of course there are classics. There are classics of video games for sure. I think unlike most other mediums like, books or, movies for the most part, video games, the newer they get, the better they've gotten.
Sure.
I feel like games have only gotten better.
Yeah.
So it doesn't surprise me when you would have the argument that Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare is a better game than GoldenEye. Because today and date, it is a better game than GoldenEye.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
So unless we're very specific about what our criteria is as far as like best game based on impact or influence, then, I have no problem with the newer game winning 9 out of 10 times.
Okay. I see that argument, and that makes a lot of sense. The problem is the clearly undefined criteria in which we're basing these games in. Because, first of all, this is the first bracket so far that makes any kind of sense, and it's only because they're both first-person shooters. That's the only reason that this one makes sense.
Yeah.
And, yes, from a quality standpoint, Call of Duty is just objectively a better game.
Right. It plays better. It has
Call
more
of Duty
features.
007 is. Try to play Call of Duty 007 today.
It's rough.
You'll want to break the controller in half. It's terrible. But you have to clearly define the criteria because now I'm looking at this list and going, well, sure, objectively, that game plays better, but the innovation at the time, the impact, the influence, the longevity,
it matters more to you.
Yeah, well, it matters more to the industry.
Yeah.
That game matters to the people who made the game that beat it in the bracket.
Well, and I don't know, though, because Call of Duty Modern Warfare was a game changer, too. No pun intended.
I guess that's true.
We got inundated with Modern Warfare shooters after that.
Yeah.
So, for better or worse, it really did change the landscape of gaming. So,
yeah.
But
again, that's if we're judging those two things based on the same merit.
Yeah.
That's not even the wildest bracket that's on there.
Yeah. Let's see. Portal 2 and The Sims 3.
Then you've got God of War 2018 versus StarCraft.
Yeah. Perfect.
Poor old StarCraft. What was that game going to do?
It got 10% of the vote. 10%.
By the way, who were the 10% that was it's clearly better than God of War?
PC Master Race. That's who it was.
It's the only ones.
Yeah.
No, I bet you they saw that bracket and they were like, we know that God of War is going to win, so I'm just going to vote on this because fuck you. That's why.
Yeah, probably.
Now go back up. You're passing the crazy ones.
Okay.
BioShock and Overwatch.
Yeah.
What do those two games have in common other than being first-person shooters?
Yeah.
This is a good one, too. Minecraft
and Fable 2.
What do those games have in common?
None.
Why are they competing against each other? This is my problem.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have an issue with the games they chose. I have an issue with the fact that the brackets make 0 sense. And so at the end of the day, yes, it probably would have shook out the same way.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if you have these games going against each other in a way that makes more sense, you've got a tougher competition. You don't have one game getting 90% of the vote. Why is that? Why are those two games even competing against each other?
Yeah,
if you know for a fact that one game is going to just decimate the other game. Now, on the one hand, I see if it's like, say, a real tournament bracket, you would have the 8th seed versus the number 1 seed, right? And because that's how rankings shake out, right?
Right.
But these games aren't based on rank; they're based on randomness.
Mm-hmm.
If this bracket was created from an already established tier list,
Yeah.
then you could make sense of why one game that's like an okay game is against one of the most critically acclaimed games of all time.
Well, and what confuses me here is that it looks like ranking numbers, right?
Yes.
Super Mario World is 1 on the right, and then Red Dead Redemption's 1 on the left.
Yeah. So based on what?
I don't know.
And in what list?
I don't know.
Because what list has... Because it looks like they did a 1 through 16 for each, like March Madness.
Right.
But then what's that list? I want to see what that list is. Obviously, we can put that list together from the rankings. Sure. But then what? Based on what?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's just so weird. Okay, so let's get to like the semis and stuff.
Okay.
Because now you get to the semis and these games start to make a little bit more sense.
Mm-hmm.
San Andreas versus Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah. San Andreas 1. Warcraft versus Modern Warfare.
World of Warcraft. Come on, what is that? How?
I don't know. Obviously, COD 1.
Yeah. So then you got COD versus San Andreas.
Mm-hmm.
San Andreas beats that.
Yep. All right, and then on the opposite side,
The Last of Us. No, go back to that because I want you to see what The Last of Us had to go get. Keep going.
No.
So first of all, you've got Smash Bros. Ultimate versus Super Mario World. Again, in what universe are those two games competing? Because here's the other thing.
Well, technically, they're in the same universe.
Fuck you. Both of those games work for different reasons.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's not only that, but they're made in completely different eras of gaming.
Right.
I mean, if you're going to ask me, is Smash Bros. Ultimate a better game than Super Mario World? That's one that the older game, I feel, shows that it's better because it plays so well today.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
You give that to a 6-year-old, and he or she can play it like it came out yesterday.
Right.
So,
and then in the next tier, when you have Smash Bros. Versus The Last of Us, in my opinion, both of those are S-tier games for different reasons.
Sure, yeah. They're going for different things.
So I couldn't tell you which game I thought was a better game because they're just so completely different.
Yeah.
I don't think one of those. I don't agree with that. The Last of Us is it's one of my favorite games of all time. It's one of the most critically acclaimed. It's an incredible adventure. It's a yada yada yada. Right, this. But in my opinion, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is it's some of the most fun I've ever had playing a video game. It puts together all of the elements that make all of the other games great. It's a game that takes it takes the minutia and meta that made Melee such a long-standing fighting game. It takes all of that, but then it balances it really well for first-time players.
Yeah.
Then you get every character the game's ever made. I don't see how you could say either one of those is a better quote-unquote game.
The only way I can see you figuring that out is essentially if you just say which one is better at doing what it's setting out to do, which is very hard to do.
That's a hard thing to decide because, like I said, I think they're both S-tier games.
I think either one of those are 10 out of 10s. I don't think there's any way to divvy it up more than that. Like, what are you counting at that point?
So then how do you split them? What is the tiebreaker when you've got two games that you say are perfect? What is the tiebreaker?
Perfect.
Your enjoyment level?
What they mean to you personally, I guess.
Because then now you have to start getting into the criteria
Right.
of the list.
What
is
are
it
we basing it
longevity?
off of?
Is it impact?
Yeah.
Is it innovation?
Mhm.
Is it enjoyment level? Is it the graphics? Is it the playability? Like
Right.
all of those things have to go into this. You can't just be like, because if you just looked at this list, I could have, with my eyes closed, just clicked through and voted on these,
Sure.
and probably would have got close to the same brackets.
Yeah.
So
Any hooser. So Smash Bros. Ultimate went up against Last of Us. Last of Us won.
decimated it, by the way.
Halo 2 went up against GTA 5, and GTA 5 won.
Tell me you don't have a problem with that. Not just it winning. Look at the number it won by.
The amount that it won by is a little troubling. I'm not going to lie. As a Halo stan,
Why isn't
it
Halo?
hurts.
Why isn't Halo against Call of Duty?
That's a good question.
What, isn't that a closer comparison?
It would be, yeah. That being said, I mean, I can't take anything away from GTA 5 because obviously they're still putting content out for it.
Sure.
Um,
Let's go to that next one. This
All
is
right.
this is a good one.
Pokemon Yellow versus Batman Arkham City.
Huh? What are you talking about? First of all, I wouldn't even say Pokemon Yellow is the best Pokemon
I was
game.
going to bring that up. Why yellow? Why yellow in particular? Strange.
I don't think it,
Strange choice.
Yeah.
But
I think you'd have to go with gold or silver if you're going with like, or even red or blue.
mhm.
Yellow, I guess, because of the innovation of having like Pikachu with you and like. Anyway,
I guess. Whatever.
of
Shut up,
course,
old man.
It gets destroyed
Batman
by Arkham
punched
City.
Pikachu right in the face. Yeah. Dark Souls up against Rise of the Tomb Raider, and Dark Souls won.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Apex Legends against Titanfall 2.
The first bracket that makes the most sense, and it's in the semis, and it's two games made by the same people.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, we get a bracket that makes any kind of sense.
And it was close. It was a close
close
race.
Probably the closest out of most of them.
Yeah. And Titanfall 2 won. Thank you very much.
It deserved to win.
Thank you very much. Then Bloodborne up against Tetris.
This is what this is what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
Why is Tetris even on the list?
Tetris is the Dark Souls of puzzle games.
It just doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know. But again, very close match here. Tetris lost somehow.
Yeah.
I mean, Bloodborne's a great game. Don't get me wrong, but it's not Tetris.
No.
Metroid Prime up against Super Mario Bros. 3. All right.
I guess era-wise.
Yeah, pretty close. Prime was a little later. Super Mario Bros. 3 won. Resident Evil 4 up against Breath of the Wild. And Breath of the Wild won. All right. Breath of the Wild up against Bloodborne, and Breath of the Wild won. Batman Arkham City up against GTA 5. Of course, GTA 5 won.
Yeah.
And then we were up against Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and GTA 5, and guess who won that?
I don't know.
GTA 5. So we ended up with GTA 5 against God of War.
Yep.
And it was unveiled today.
And the winner is
God of War.
God of War. The greatest video game ever made, as voted by you, the fans. God of War 2018. The greatest game ever made.
Which, let me say, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not super, like... By the way, I didn't hear Metal Gear Solid at all. I know Snake Eater's on the list.
Yeah.
And got beat.
Yeah. But no MGS.
No.
1.
Or 5.
Or 5. Yeah.
So, yeah, just throwing that out there. I think Final Fantasy VII was on the list somewhere. Got beat pretty quickly. Another one. Where it's like there's games that are usually on these. Half-Life got beat.
Half-Life 2 got beat by Rise of the Tomb Raider, which is just silly.
Insane.
Yeah.
So you've got Rock Band versus Tetris.
All right.
Why? Why and how?
Oh, look at how they massacred my boy Persona 5 Royal.
Exactly. I was waiting for you to find that one.
Hurts.
There it is. 7.
Yep.
Final Fantasy 7 versus Breath of the Wild. That's just not fair.
Right.
That's just not fair.
But that's also my point is like games get better over time.
But put them in the same genre at least.
But that would only expose the disparity more, in my opinion. Like if you put it happened with GoldenEye.
But it at least makes more sense.
Sure.
If you put them in the same, if your brackets are made up of sandbox, first-person shooter, action adventure, platformer,
yeah,
then you at least have some kind of criteria to go on, and then you can say, yeah, God of War is the best action adventure game. It's better than say Uncharted as like a pseudo linear. Well, Uncharted's pretty linear, but you know what I'm saying? Like you can at least judge them based on the merit of them being the same thing. And if you're not looking at the longevity and the impact and all that other jazz, and you're just looking at, well, which one do I just enjoy playing more?
Yeah.
You can at least base it on that. Why is Tetris competing in this list at all? There's no other game on this list that is like Tetris.
Yeah.
That is an argument for and against Tetris in this this criteria.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't see any other like puzzle games.
Right. So at least if there was a whole bracket of just puzzle games, you could say, well, of course, Tetris is the best. But then, I mean, I don't know. You might have a dark horse that wins or whatever.
Yeah. I guess maybe you can consider Portal 2 a puzzle game, but it's not the same.
That would have made more sense, though. Portal 2 versus Tetris would have made way more sense.
Sure.
Then you could look at it and go, at this point in the history of video games, are we judging these things based on the legacy of a game or just the straight up, like, which one's a better game?
Right.
Because Portal is a better game than Tetris. It is. But Tetris is one of the most popular games ever created.
Well, it's like Tetris Tetris goes like beyond like the criteria. It is a thing. Like it's an entity outside of gaming almost. Like it's
less a video game and more just a game.
It's like
a board game.
It's like Sudoku or something.
Yeah.
You know, like Tetris is a thing. There's a Tetris-like games.
Right. So why is it even on the list?
I don't know. You gotta ask Mr. IGN.
Mr. IGN. Mr. Owl. I need answers. I need to understand the criteria because as it stands, this just seems so random.
Yeah.
Of course, God of War might win regardless of criteria because it's that good.
Yeah.
And I accept that. I have no issue with that. I have no issue with those two games being in the finals because I do think that their greatness is on that level.
Sure.
It's just the fucking bodies that are in its wake.
Yeah.
I'm just
how
like,
it got there.
It's not fair.
It's very rough.
Is all I'm saying. There just needs to be something. Just make it make sense.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all I care about.
It's fair.
You know?
It's fair.
And it's fucking it's always IGN with this bullshit, man. It's always fucking IGN doing this stupid shit.
Don't you start.
Just saying. It's always fucking IGN.
Yeah. Well, it worked. It was huge. Apparently. Huge.
Something else that was huge. Was it wasn't Nintendo Direct, right?
It was.
It was
a Nintendo Direct, yeah. Yeah.
Do we want to talk about anything else on Nintendo Direct before we get into the huge news?
Sure. I mean, there was, speaking of old games, they announced that the Switch Online is getting an upgrade in which you can play a smattering of N64 games and Sega Saturn games.
Very exciting stuff.
Or Genesis.
I was just about to say Sega Saturn.
Sorry. That came afterwards and nobody bought it.
Nobody bought it.
But yeah, so that's exciting news. The only thing that tempered that news for me is they didn't announce how much it's going to cost.
Yeah.
So,
and whenever somebody's coy about the price,
right,
it's a lot.
There's a reason. Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see. It's still cool, and I like that they have the controllers that they're coming out with again, like they did for the NES and SNES games.
Yeah.
So
That'll be cool.
yeah,
That'll be cool.
I want the
N64
translucent
controller.
ones though. I want them
Yeah.
to come out with the like, what was it purple?
Hell yeah, brother. Yeah, they were purple and translucent.
A
Buddy of mine had those.
Yeah.
And I was like, I called that one anytime I was over there.
Mm-hmm.
Played Smash Bros. I won.
Doesn't surprise me. Yeah, I think that was the biggest one for me as far as that went. Because I mean, there was like a Kirby game they announced, and I'm like, I don't really care about Kirby nowadays. Sorry.
Yeah, just whatever.
I've been having this tweet in my head for a long time that I just feel like I need to get out here because I just have
drafts.
Yeah. There are too many games. Like, there's enough video games. We don't need any more. That we're good.
Yeah.
I feel that way. I just there are enough. I have enough to play.
Yeah.
It's fine. I don't want to keep up anymore. There's too much. There are too many games.
Yeah.
Life is short. There's too many games.
Life is short. There's too many games.
I can't do it. So I've been feeling
it's a
that.
bumper sticker.
Yeah, I've been feeling that. So I don't know if any of you guys out there feel that, but too many games. Hashtag too many games.
Too many games. No, I mean, you're not wrong. The thing is, a lot of these games that come out that we're just inundated with, they really could use a 2 to 3 year life cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Think about how many games come out yearly because we expect them to.
Yeah.
Versus just making the game when it's ready.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, that can go in the other direction, and you can have a game like GTA.
That's just forever.
And people are like, I mean, how long are we going to play the same game? And GTA is like,
as long as you keep paying for it.
Rockstar, rather. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as you stop paying us,
Yeah.
we'll work on something else. But right now, since you fools will keep funneling money into this,
Your V-Bucks or whatever.
everybody is pretending like, oh, that's it. I'm not playing GTA anymore. And it's like,
If you've been playing up until this point, you're not stopping.
I don't honestly,
you're gonna
man.
keep playing.
I don't know how you can. I don't know how you can continue to play that game. My thing is, I think it's obviously one of the greatest games ever made. It's awesome, but the GTA Online portion, once you've played all of the missions that you can play on there, I just don't. I can't grapple with the replayability that people. How could you be playing that game still right now?
It's because it's online and therefore forever changing. So they're constantly updating the missions, so there's still stuff to do.
But are they?
They are. Yeah, they have. They've come out with packs and stuff. I don't know. I don't follow that. But yeah, no, they've been updating it. And then on top of that, it's, if you have a crew and that's what you guys do every Thursday night or whatever, there's constantly new people in there that you're playing with, and it's always new in that sense. I mean, there's people still playing like Counter-Strike, right? Like,
I guess.
yeah, it's just what people do. If your foundation's that solid, I feel like you can play some games forever.
Yeah.
You could play Halo forever online.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, yeah, I guess that's true. I kind of wish they had just given Red Dead just anything, just a little oomph.
Yeah.
Any kind of energy.
Well, and I've seen that they've come out every once in a while with like new missions or
Yeah, now they have, but it took them forever.
It
It took them long enough that I played that game, finished it, played the online, then was like, okay, what's next? And they were like, nothing.
Yeah, no, that's what happened to me too. It took too long for them to start rolling stuff out, and I didn't have like a crew of people to get me to stay online.
No.
So I was like, it takes up too much space.
I mean, I guess me, you, and Juan could do. He wants to re-download. He wants to get back into GTA Online.
Yeah.
I've been curious about looking at, but I also don't want to spend a bunch of money on all the DLC. That's the other thing. I don't play it enough to spend all that money on all the DLC.
Do the missions cost?
I don't think the missions cost, but like I know.
Oh, to get like a fighter jet and stuff?
Yeah, all that, like all the cool shit basically costs.
Yeah.
And then you're just seeing people whizzing around having fun, and you're just like,
poor.
I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend all that money.
Yeah.
But, okay. Anyway, I don't know. What else? There was the N64,
Mm-hmm.
which I think they're bringing back Banjo-Kazooie on that.
I think I saw that, which is weird because it's a Xbox property now.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting to see how
Yeah.
they pull that off. I just want to play Conker's Bad Fur Day again, honestly.
Yeah.
I just want to see how that plays.
Yeah.
The online on Conker's not online, but the multiplayer on
I was
Conker's
going to say,
Bad
what
Fur
are you
Day,
talking about?
the multiplayer
What universe are you
is
from?
so much fun.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
I think we played that
We
for
did.
a little bit.
We did for
Yeah.
like a little minute.
Yeah.
For a minute
On-
because I was talking it up so much.
On the Xbox one. Yeah.
But it was that like the way that
the rare replay.
Yeah. I don't know why Rare thought, you know what we're going to do? We're going to put our frame around it. We're going to make it super. We're going to, I don't know what that aspect ratio is, but we're going to just like ruin your experience.
Yeah.
I don't know why when video game companies do that, when they're like, here's a port of this game that you love, but also we're going to put it in this little box.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how you used to play it, right? And it's like, well, no, I have a 50-inch TV.
Yeah.
I want to play it on the TV. I don't.
I think a lot of them nowadays have like a stretch option where you can just like,
It looks like shit.
but it looks awful.
It's like if you
terrible.
If you can't just port it in a way that
Yeah.
it's
Well,
gonna go widescreen.
It's because most of them are just being emulated. They're just emulating the game, so
Right.
they're not going to put in the time to get it in the correct aspect ratio.
which is just hilarious to me that they're like, you don't get to download an emulator. We download the emulator
and sell it to you. Yeah. Yep.
So, all right. That's fun and exciting. If you have a Switch, it's just a killer deal. I mean, as long as it's affordable,
Yeah.
I'll definitely get it just because
Of
that's
course.
awesome. You know?
Of course.
It's cool.
Yeah.
All right. We've been putting it off enough.
Okay.
We got to talk about it.
Yep.
So they announced, which I actually was kind of confused about this. At first, I thought it was a live action movie, and I was like, oh, what? What are you talking about? I can't believe this. They're finally bringing back Super Mario to the big screen in an animated movie. And the cast, well, I wouldn't say leave something to be desired, but let's just say this confusing is the only word that I can really
A
come
spicy
up with.
meatball.
So, if you do the honors.
All right. Well, there's very little else known about this Super Mario movie, but we know it's going to come out in December 2022. And the cast list includes Chris Pratt as Mario, Anya Taylor-Joy as Peach, Charlie Day as Luigi, Jack Black as Bowser, Keegan-Michael Key as Toad, Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, Fred Armisen as Cranky Kong, and Kevin Michael Richardson as Comic? Was it Comic?
Who?
Kamek? Kamek? I don't know how to pronounce.
Oh, the guy who floats.
Yeah. Kamek.
Yeah, because he's the cameraman.
Yeah. Kamek. Yeah,
Right?
I think.
Oh, no, it's that wizard guy.
It's the wizard guy, yeah.
Oh, it's not the cameraman. Why is he? Well, I mean, they have every character in the game, actually.
Pretty much,
Because the
yeah.
extended cast list gets even stranger.
Yeah.
When you go through the whole thing. How to pronounce? How do you pronounce it? Do they ever say his name in game?
I don't think so.
Yeah. How are we supposed to pronounce it? How are you supposed to know how to pronounce it? Does he say his own name like a Pokemon?
I don't know, man. Let's just say Kamek.
Kamek.
Kamek. Yeah.
Kamek.
Kamek.
Our boy Kamek. Kamekula. All right. So, let me get in here because last one I was lounging, but I wasn't in the video. So, Kamek is voiced by who? Keegan-Michael Key?
Star-Lord, man.
Star-Lord, man.
Kevin Michael Richardson.
Kevin Michael Richardson. Who is that?
This guy.
I don't know who that guy is. He's probably like a famous voice actor.
Yes. He's been in the Cleveland show, Invincible. and Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, is he the guy who took over for the white dude in the Cleveland show?
I think so.
Interesting. That was a whole other thing that I don't want to talk about that.
No,
Anyway, all right. This movie obviously is just, it's going to be something that I honestly, dude, I saw this list and I was just confused. I wasn't even angry. I was just confused by what emotion are they going for? What vibe are they going for? What's really the point of all this?
Yeah, and the thing that confuses me more is the fact that Mario is inherently like almost like a silent game, like voice wise.
Yeah.
Other than like grunts and wahoos and stuff, like
Wahoo!
You're not used to hearing Mario have conversations.
Oof.
It's my favorite. So hearing him just have a conversation is going to be kind of jarring.
It's going to be strange.
Even if it's not Chris Pratt, like, how do you make that work? Because you're expecting him to have that original voice. But him having that original voice prolonged would probably be really irritating.
Right.
So it's smart in a way that they're going for, like, you know, someone with a normal voice. And Chris Pratt has said that he's not going to use, like, a fake Italian accent. So Mario's just going to be like, hey, guys, what's up?
Yeah, like the Lego movie.
Yeah, exactly. So,
but Chris Pratt's voice, and part of the reason that he gets the roles that he gets is because, like, he has this youthfulness to him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's a guy who's, I don't know, in his late 30s, maybe early 40s, I'm not sure. But he sounds and acts like a guy, like a frat guy, and like an 18, 19-year-old guy.
Yeah.
Which works, and that's part of, like, that's why he gets the roles that he gets.
Right.
Those are, I wouldn't say he's typecast yet, but I think he's getting pretty close. So, again, what are they going for? Because Mario, even as a character, even if you don't hear him speak, is an older guy. He's a mature.
Are you sure?
Well, I mean, you don't get to grow a mustache like that and not be in your late 30s.
I guess.
He's not a young guy.
Could be.
No.
He's just Italian.
No, he's a plumber.
You can be a plumber and be young.
Yeah, sure.
You go to, like, what?
Plumber school?
2 years of trade school, right?
No.
Okay.
No. You fall into being a plumber once everything else
into
doesn't
the pipe.
work. You fall, you go, and you get down there and they go, life hasn't worked out for you, has it, Mario? Well, we've got your plunger right here, bud. And that's, what are you looking at?
To earn a Florida plumbing license, you will need 4 years of plumbing experience.
4 years? You have to go to 4 years?
You are not required to have a license for your apprenticeship. After your apprenticeship, you can get your journeyman plumbing license.
Journeyman?
And even then, you're a journeyman.
You're just a journeyman.
Hey. You can
4 years of experience.
I mean, say you start that journey at 18. You're still a young man when you
what
come
are you
out of
talking about? Huh? What are you talking about right
You can
now?
be a young plumber.
18-year-old wants to be a plumber?
Sure, why not?
What are you talking about?
Everyone needs a plumber,
What
man.
country are you from?
Huh?
Where are you? What country are we talking about that has men striving to be plumbers at 18 years old?
Italy, obviously.
Obviously, that's where they come from. They're all exports from Italy.
Yes. So
he's going to have a super youthful voice. Then you've got Charlie Day, who's obviously not going to put on a voice because his voice is... But that's the thing. They picked a bunch of guys who they're known almost as much for their voices as they are for who they are.
Sure. I mean, he's going to be his manic self, right? Like screechy and which fits Luigi, I feel, well.
It fits the spirit of Luigi, but it doesn't fit Luigi's look. But then
he doesn't have to look like Luigi, though.
You think they're going to change their character design too?
No. I'm just saying his voice. Okay, I misunderstood. I thought you meant Charlie Day doesn't look like Luigi, and that's a problem.
No. I meant his voice doesn't look like it would come out of Luigi.
Oh, okay.
But then maybe that's my bias for always just wanting to hear him go.
Mario.
So maybe that's on me. But then you've got Jack Black as Bowser, which is the only part of the casting that I'm like,
Yeah, that's perfect.
totally.
Yeah,
That's
that
awesome.
works. That works perfectly.
Keegan-Michael Key is Toad, which, all right, is Toad black in canon now?
I could see him putting on a voice for Toad, because he can put on voices. Like,
Sort of.
yeah, I guess. I don't know. I can see him pulling that off. I think he can put on like a nasally high pitch.
I think. What?
That's Toad. That's exactly what Toad sounds
It
like.
sounds just like
Look
him.
it up. Yeah.
I think, based on the rest of the casting, that he's just going to be Keegan-Michael Key and Toad is going to be black in canon now.
Okay.
That's
I'm
what
okay, I'm okay with
that's what
that.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking.
I can't wait for Fred Armisen to be Cranky Kong and not try at all.
Yeah.
And just be like, yeah. Well,
That's going to be funny. Then you've got Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, which, again, this feels like the Emoji Movie, where they just had these high-profile
Yeah.
actors playing these random things, and it didn't matter what they played. You were there for the actors. You weren't there for
just
the characters.
cast. The cast list was supposed to get people in.
But you've picked one of the most iconic IPs in video game history, and you're like, yeah. And then we're gonna have Chris Pratt play the main character, an Italian plumber who doesn't speak.
Yeah.
Chris Pratt. I mean, if you told me they were making like a Zelda movie, and then Chris Pratt was the voice actor for Link, I'd be like, oh, okay, I can see that.
Though his voice is youthful, I still think he'd come off too old for Link. I see Link as like being like early 20s.
So then you admit that it does matter. It matters that Chris Pratt sounds the way he does.
Of course.
And is going to look and
Of
is going to be Mario.
Of course it matters, Marco. Oh, that being said, Anya Taylor-Joy feels a good idea for Princess Peach. You know.
I mean, no offense to her, but they just could have picked any white woman.
Okay.
I mean, let's be honest.
Well, no, she has like a very delicate voice, and I feel like
Eh.
it lends well
Any of
to
them could have
Princess
done it.
Peach.
Fucking Brie Larson or fucking... It's the first white woman that comes to my head.
Understandable. It's fine.
Any of them could have done that.
Yeah.
And honestly, for that, if you're going to pick Chris Pratt, then any Chris in Hollywood could have done this.
That is a fair point. That's a fair point. Also, it doesn't make me feel very confident when the writer Matthew Fogel is known for Minions: Rise of Gru.
He did also help write the Lego Movie 2, though.
Yes, but the Lego Movie 2 is a lesser movie compared to Lego Movie 1.
That's also true.
It's good, but, without it riding the good vibe waves of Lego Movie 1, who knows?
You know what's funny? Nintendo waited almost 2 decades to do another feature-length film with this IP.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is the best that they could come
Well, yeah,
up with.
they were that scared off by what happened with the live-action Mario movie in the 90s.
I mean, if we're looking at character design, Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo were perfectly cast.
Yeah.
At the very least, the movie was perfectly cast.
They got that right.
Dennis Hopper as Bowser
Yeah.
is
An inspired
perfection.
choice. Yeah. If only everything else worked out.
We should watch that.
I want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, and apparently Charles Martinet, the original voice actor of Mario, is going to be in there somewhere.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm just not looking forward to this.
It's-
It just is
We'll
too
see.
weird.
We'll see.
I need to see some kind of trailer because right now I'm just so confused still. I'm just like, what are we looking forward to? What is this going to be?
I think it could work out. Do I have high hopes? No. We'll see.
Yeah, I guess we will see, won't we? We will. We will see. You said something about Italians were like upset about this?
Yes, both ironically and seriously. I saw both both options on Twitter.
How can you, as an Italian person, actually be upset by this?
Okay, so I understand. I get it. Because, obviously, Mario is a giant stereotype.
Uh-huh.
And so far has not been played by an Italian.
Uh-huh.
So some people saw this as an opportunity to have an actual Italian come in with a real Italian accent and voice Mario. That was the idea.
Were they going to get a real dragon to voice Bowser?
You sound like a grandpa. Oh, that's why they're actors. Am I right? Yeah, I'm acting like a dragon. I don't have to be a real dragon, you know? Diversity. Yeah, so that was the genuine side of it. The ironic, non-genuine side was like, this is discrimination.
Discrimination?
Yeah, but they were joking. By and large. I'm sure there were some people who were actually upset about it. But by and large, I saw lots of tongue-in-cheek, like, this is awful. How dare you?
Yeah, I mean, is there this push for Italians to get roles?
I mean, I can see where Italian Americans feel like they're only represented as mobsters and pizzeria owners and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, sure, it could have been an opportunity to have either an Italian American or an actual Italian from Italy take this role and kind of flip what is a caricature of a stereotype of Italians.
And then have him do like a monologue in the middle of the movie and show like I just we're taking a guy who doesn't even speak in the video games. And all right, I guess my stance on it is, if you're going to make this movie, just use the guy who's been doing it the whole time.
But again, I feel like that would be really grating after a while.
Yeah, well, Mario is a grating character after a while. I mean, it is grating. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, even making this movie, the idea is grating. Like,
yeah.
And you the idea of having all these big name actors play these characters, they're obviously trying to go in such a direction that is opposite of anything that we could expect, that you can't. So it'd be one thing to, if you have every character in the game be super spot on, I guess. So you have two Italians do the voices of the brothers.
Sure.
You have like a really talented voice actor do Bowser.
Mm-hmm.
You have, just, I guess, Anna, whatever her face,
Anya Taylor-Joy,
play Peach because she just can, because
sure.
Just pick any white woman. And then you pick, I don't know, the voice actor who does Toad, or I just keep it Keegan-Michael Key, I guess.
Sure.
Just have him be black and canon. That's fun.
Yeah.
Then you do that movie, but then it's like, well, what even is the point of this? But then what even is the point of any of this? What is the point of living?
Okay. Well, the point of this, I would say, is to make money.
That's the point of living, too, I guess.
Ain't that America?
Make money for a company.
Yeah.
And then die.
Anyway, so I found a genuine response from an Italian American on this subject of Chris Pratt being cast. It's from Brian Altano from IGN.com.
Altano's not an Italian name.
Altano. All right, so, and I quote from his Twitter, I get why Nintendo hired a big movie star to lead the Mario movie, but I wish they had an Italian/Italian-American voice actor as Mario. Almost every Italian stereotype on film is angry mafia guy. Mario is a caricature, sure, but an Italian lead could have made that their own. And then he went on to say, since folks are asking who I think would have been a better pick, I'm not a casting director, but I think Saverio Raimondo, who recently played Ercole in Pixar's Luca, would have done a fantastic job of course correcting some of those old Nintendo Italian stereotypes. Last thing I'll say in this thread, and that I need to make abundantly clear, I'm not boycotting this movie. I'm not asking for it to be canceled. I'm not even asking for a recast. I'm just offering my perspective. Mamma mia.
Mamma mia.
That's it.
What about the what does the guy sound like who did that? Who did the Super Mario TV show from the 90s? Because he spoke in that.
I think it may have been the original voice actor.
Nah, it couldn't have been that
Charles
guy.
Martinet.
I don't think he came around until after or around the N64, right? I don't think he was.
Let's see. Who voiced Mario in the cartoon?
Because I think he just had like one of these kind of voices in the show.
What are you gonna do?
Hey, you're fucking Mario, you know? Super stereotypical.
Super Mario Bros. Super Show.
Sorry about that.
Let's see the cast. Okay. Lou Albano was Mario.
Is he an Italian?
Sounds like it.
I mean, yeah.
And Danny Wells was Luigi.
Look up Lou Albano. So he's just some voice actor, though.
Well, he played him because it was both a live action and cartoon. So he played him. He played Mario as a guy, too.
Look at that fucking guy.
He looks like a pro wrestler. He was a pro wrestler.
No shit.
Yes, he was. Italian-American professional wrestler. Lou Albano.
Hell yeah.
Amazing. Okay.
This is awesome. This information fucking rocks.
He was known as Captain Lou Albano. Yeah.
This is awesome, man.
Born in Rome, Italy. Amazing.
Wow. Like fucking like really Italian.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're like, let's get some fat Italian to play Mario.
Hey,
Wait,
at least he's
does he
Italian.
have a WWE page? Was he like Captain Lou Albano?
There
No
he is.
shit.
All right.
I mean, he definitely looks like a guy who's like, "Whoa,
Uh-huh.
I'm Mario, you fuck."
He attended the University of Tennessee on a football scholarship, too.
Good for him.
Yeah.
I'd love for just fucking Lou Albano to do it.
He's dead now, but
Rest in peace, Captain Lou Albano.
gone but not forgotten.
Now.
Now we remember
Well, you
him
can't
now.
forget somebody who you never knew.
That's true. Yeah. But anyway.
Well,
yeah.
wait, can you YouTube like how he performed? Not in WWE, his Mario performance.
Mario cartoon.
Lou Albano. It's the motherfucking Mario, you fucking fuck. What's going on with your computer?
No. I think it's melting.
Oh, God.
Well, there he is.
There he is.
Well,
This is so weird, dude.
we can see them, but we can't hear them.
Okay, all right. We'll watch it later.
Yeah.
I need to hear how he performed this. But yeah, I mean, all in all, it's just the Hollywood machine. You know, you get all of these big name actors and actresses, and you really just get to a point where, like, the target audience isn't gonna give a shit. You know, all the adult nerds are gonna be upset, but at the end of the day, they're trying to make $200 million at the box office. They don't give a shit what we think.
Yeah. And Chris Pratt's a known commodity, and he's gonna have a pull.
Kids nowadays, most of the kids nowadays, they know who these characters are, and they know who the actors are. They're just as much a fan of the actors as they are of the characters that they play.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of kids, once you age out of, I don't know, elementary school, you start, especially now in 2021 with social media and TikTok and how much kids like absorb information and how much information there is out there. Kids are fans of actors, like actual actors.
Right.
And
They'll follow them. Mm-hmm.
So to just see this casting and go, you know, Chris Pratt's the main character. Jack Black is the villain. Oh, that's the guy from School of Rock or whatever cool shit that he just ended up
Jumanji.
in. Jumanji. That's that's probably the one, right?
Yeah.
Jumanji is the movie that they're going to latch onto. They're going to see that and just go see it. Adults are going to go see it with their kids because they have to. We will probably see it out of morbid curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's just going to be a handful of people who are like, no, I'm not. I'm going to boycott this movie. And it's like, okay, do whatever you want, man. We're all going to see it. So
Not that
mission
serious.
accomplised, I guess. It's
Not
just
that serious,
so
bro.
weird. Right now, it's just so confusing. That's all it is. I'm just confused. I'm really, again, I don't even know how you could be offended right now because what are they even doing with this?
I don't know. I don't think anyone knows, and therefore I'm going to forget about it until we get a trailer.
Absolutely.
And I suggest you do too.
Okay. I don't know. We're at an hour. What do you think?
That's all I got.
That's all I got. That's all I got. Well, before we get out of here, we got to do the shears of the week.
I know. I have to get more beer in my glass, though.
I feel you. I might as well crack open a second one.
Yeah. Fun fact, folks. It's a lot of F's. If you do a cheers
Fun fact, you fuck.
with water or with nothing in your glass, it's bad luck. So don't do it. Just don't do it.
Just don't do it. Ugh. My ass.
Okay.
I need to put that thing back down there.
Yeah, you got to put that thing back down there?
Put
Yeah.
that thing.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Is that your Mario audition?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about
Is that offensive? I'm sorry.
it. It is probably to somebody.
Oh, wow.
You think that was offensive?
That's offensive to everybody.
That pour is offensive.
Yeah, it's bad. You got two punks in there.
Yeah.
That's no good. Okay. My cheers of the week, sir, is to Squid Game, the Netflix
Squid Game.
show.
Nice.
So, Squid Game, if you don't know, it's a Korean TV show that has been absolutely killing it online. It's on
Crush it.
Netflix. Netflix exclusive. It is set to be the biggest Netflix show, I think of all time. At least international.
Yeah.
International.
Yeah.
I'm sure like Stranger Things did bigger numbers. But I was completely surprised by this show. Didn't know anything about it. Started watching it. Purposefully didn't binge it, which I think is really important. Though I wanted to.
Okay.
I'm about halfway done with it now. And it is some of the best TV I've seen this year.
Nice.
Highly, highly recommended. Lots of twists and turns. Read some subtitles, you monsters. It's okay. You'll be fine. You'll survive.
Read the subtitles, you monsters.
Yeah, really good, exciting TV that kind of fits the holiday season, the Halloween holiday season, I should say.
Right.
Because no spoilers, but it does get a bit gory. There are some Saw-like elements to it.
Ooh.
Very suspenseful. But all anchored by a heart and really good cast. Really good ensemble cast. So check it out. Avoid spoilers. I say watch it this weekend if you can. Take your time, though. Just stay off the internet. It's worth it so far. I'll let you guys know if it sucks in the end. Because it might. I don't know.
All right. Good call. My cheers of the week goes to Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Chris Carson, Adam Thielen, Deebo Samuel, Tyler Lockett, Travis Kelce, Marquise Brown, and the rest of my fantasy team.
I was going to say, is this your fantasy team? All right. Cheers to that.
These guys have shown up for me week in and week out. I am 3-0 so far.
Nice.
In both of my leagues. And I can't tell you what it does to my mood when I win in fantasy for the week. It's just it's the wind beneath my wings.
It's the win?
It's the wind
beneath your wings. Nice.
Yes.
Okay.
It just starts you off on the right foot. You know, when you're going into the week a winner, at least in one thing in life.
Yeah. You got that.
You can hold on to that. You can hang your head. Mm-hmm. Hang your hat rather.
Yeah.
On that thing.
Yep.
And football's just been really fun this year. Like there's just been some wild things. Last week we got 2 of the greatest plays in NFL history happen on the same day. A kicker tried to kick a 69-yard field goal.
Nice.
He missed. The opposing team ran that back for a touchdown, ties the longest play in NFL history, 109-yard kickoff return. That's the tie for the longest play in NFL history. Then less than 30 minutes later, another kicker kicks a 66-yard field goal, which is now the NFL record for longest field goal. Justin Tucker of the Baltimore Ravens kicked a 66-yard field goal. He doinked it off the bottom of the uprights, and it fucking flipped in.
God.
It was amazing. And it's just been an incredible year this year.
Yeah, tell it to a Jets fan.
Oh, man, dude. Ugh. The Jets suck so much dick. It's crazy.
But the thing is, it's almost comforting.
In what? How much they lose?
Because it's consistent.
Yeah, you give them that.
They're very consistent no matter what.
Zach Wilson threw 4 picks last week, just over and over and over again. I thought, what are they doing to this young man? Just take him out of the game. Why are they making him do this? But then I realized it's like, you know what? Trial by fire.
Sure.
Let the kid go out there, fucking just let him do it. Just let him fucking make mistakes. If they let him have a long leash to work with, then I respect it. If they let this kid throw fucking 4 picks, don't take him out of the game, and then in 3 games go, you fucking suck, you're done, you're out.
Right.
Look at your numbers. That's fucked up. But if you let him make mistakes in real time, learn from those mistakes, because here's the thing. A lot of really good quarterbacks were just dog shit in the beginning of their career.
Yeah.
And, it's not the end of the world. Hall of Famers throw picks like that. Eli threw picks like that. Peyton threw picks like that. Joe Namath threw picks like that. It's fine. You give the kid the chance to rectify the situation. You let him lose, and you let him lose big time, so that he knows what that feels like.
We all know how that feels.
and then hopefully at some point he turns around and he knows what winning feels like.
I hope so, but I think it's pretty clear we may have wanted to stick with Darnold.
Yeah, the Jets suck, and Sam Darnold had a really good game last week, so doesn't look good.
He had a great game against the Jets. It looked great. Happy for him.
Yep.
Happy for him.
And happy for my fantasy team. Both of them.
Of course. College football's been really good, too.
Mm-hmm. God damn it. Well, not if you're an FSU fan.
That's true. Which, by proxy, makes me hurt.
Yeah. No, it sucks. That sucks, watching that, so.
And UCF had a terrible game, too. So.
Yeah.
Well, a terrible loss. Some bad plays in the game, too.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Those were the cheers of the week. All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Well, let's review these brewskis and get the fuck out of here. This is a New England IPA from the Collective Arts Brewing. It's called The Life in the Clouds.
Yes.
Obi, what'd you think?
Well, we should mention Collective Arts Brewing has apparently independent artists do the art for their cans. And that's kind of their thing. So if you see them, check them out. They show who painted these things, and they're apparently limited edition, so you could collect them if you want.
Hey.
Or look up the artists and buy some of their art.
Collect them if you want. Hey.
All that being said, the beer was pretty good.
Pretty good.
It delivered on most of what it said. It's definitely fruit forward. A little bit of IPA bitterness in the back end there, which I like. I like it. It just didn't go above and beyond for me.
Yeah.
But smooth, drinkable, fruity. Good. I'll give it a 4.5.
I'd say it deserves a 4. It is. It's good. It's a solid New England IPA. Hoppy, but not too hoppy. Not really not bitter at all. Really, no real bitterness. You get any notes?
I get a little bit at the very end.
Yeah, I guess. There's just not a lot of character around it besides that.
That's what I was looking for, the word character. It's not. It doesn't have much character to it.
It doesn't really. There's not much else to it. It's good. The thing is, there's just so many of these on the market. Like if you were, say, at their brewery, it'd be a solid choice. But like, you could get a better New England IPA. You could get a better IPA. Period.
New Englands and hazies are just so overdone.
Yeah,
I'm tired of them.
Yeah.
I don't want any more.
Yeah,
Just like video games, there are too many of them.
it's too many. It's too much.
Yeah. So
We don't need any more. If I was a brewery, if I owned a brewery, I probably wouldn't even make one at this point.
yeah.
I mean, I know that would be a detriment to my sales, to my bottom line, but I just probably wouldn't even make a hazy because I'm like, no, fuck you. Go somewhere. You go to Publix and get a hazy.
Yeah.
Get 1,000 hazies. Here, you're gonna drink whatever the fuck is in my fucking barrels. That's what
I'm the brewery.
I'm the brewery.
I'm the brewery.
All right. So, a 4 for me and a 4.5 for you, good sir.
That is right.
You think we got it?
I know we got it.
Well, then let's get the fuck out of here. My name is Marco Dupa. That guy right there is Adam Obesius Rodriguez.
Yay.
And this has been the One Beer In podcast. Thank you guys for listening. Drink delicious beer. And have a beautiful evening.
We love you.
Messed up the order.
Lost to be found.
Feel natural going in your mouth.